Hey, gang, gang. Just getting, the camera together. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right, while I give you guys a second, I am going to turn on TikTok. We're going to have a joint one today, gang, gang. It's been so very long since I've been on a YouTube live, okay? So we're doing that today, all right? And being that today is the Pisces new moon, good morning, just me. I felt like today was a fitting day for it, okay? So let me just let them in. Give everybody a second. Let me see what I'm gonna start off with. Who do I want to begin with? Hey, my loves, come on in, come on in, come on in. We're doing a special reading today. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Ganesh wisdom. Okay, and what we're doing today is we're not doing elements. Okay, today is the Pisces new moon. Hey, my loves. You going to TikTok to moderate? Thank you, my love. I could use it. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, first off, Pisces is a feminine energy. There's a duality there, but there's a feminine energy there. Okay, also is the hidden, it's the womb, right? Hey, my loves. So what I want to do is I want to look at the divine feminine and where she's at in her space right now. And even for the masculines who are watching, you can use this reading to either see where your divine feminine is or see where your inner divine feminine needs to be. All right, so important things. All right, so we're going to get started, guys. Okay, we're going to get started. I'm going to pull some energy as to where you are, okay? And then we're going to be getting a little deeper. For those of you who've never seen a divine feminine reading from me, get a cup of coffee, pull up a chair, get you something to smoke or munch on. We're going to be here for a little bit, okay? Spirit, can you show me? Can you show me, please, what is the situation? What is the energy surrounding my divine feminines, please? You have reflections coming out cross, okay? So what you're seeing in somebody else, there could be a version of that within you, okay? That's why there could be some resistance to looking at it because, two peas in a pod, right? The flip of the coin, right? So let's say that you feel like somebody is not hearing you. Most likely you're not hearing them either, okay? Or you're not listening to your ancestors. Like every experience we're having is a mirror experience of something else, okay? And right before I got on here, I was getting downloads about alternate versions of ourselves, okay? About how we're in more places than just where we physically see ourselves, okay? So when you go to sleep, you're astral projecting, right? That's what dreams are. These are different realms, right? So, and I don't want to get too much off topic, but basically we have a lot of sleeping DNA within us that's being activated, right? So you might not understand where you're getting knowledge or feelings from, but it's part of your other selves in their experience that's being transmuted or transmitted to you, okay? So you have innocence here, okay? Innocence. And this is about the purity of the experience, all right? So the divine feminine is trying to keep her energy pure, okay? Trying to keep her energy pure. Purity. Okay, there's also, on Fridays, I do, breaking news for my Patreoners, okay? And, there was a download I had gotten about women and makeup, okay? Women and makeup and how we have to be very careful about the shit that we're putting on our face. And, Spirit's bringing it here because I'm talking to the divine feminine. A lot of the shit that they're selling us got chemicals in it to fuck us. Okay, so you know, and I'm one of those people that was always guilty. I used to fall asleep with my makeup on and shit. Good morning, cheerfully sweet. Spirit is saying, you know, you need to fuck, you know, just taking it off when you go to sleep. Like, try not to wear it as often because there's poisons. Okay, divine support here. Yeah, which is why you don't wear it often, right? And I used to wear makeup, like not a lot of makeup, but you know, like maybe good morning Tamila, like just evening shit out, right? Fuck that, yo. I don't care. Like y'all could talk shit, but whatever. Like for 51, you know, I'm doing okay, and I'd rather, you know, be pure faced than be sick. Okay? So this is what we need. Yeah, a little mascara maybe, you know, something, tone it down. Because they you know, they sell all this shit to us because they know that women are like, you know, because society makes us feel like we have to compete to stay young, right? Thank you, my love. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a way to make you insecure, and then also they use that shit to poison us. Okay? All right, so let's just keep that shit in mind. All right, keep it in mind, guys. All right, Spirit, you want to show me what else you would like the divine feminine to know? I feel like those things what I said in the beginning about the reflection and about, you know, let's say if you see somebody being avoidant, it's because you're avoiding something, right? Like, the reason why Spirit is showing you that right now, because Pluto is about to go into Aquarius. Okay, and that's going to run from basically, like, it's going to go in there for a short period, then it's going to come out, it's going to go in a short period again, and then November 2024 to, I forget what month, but to 2043, Pluto doesn't move from there. So we're about to have a completely different experience. It's a 29-year cycle. Okay, and a little off the subject, and it's something that I usually say in breaking news, but breaking news, Spirit has been telling me for 2 days that when Nostradamus talked about the 27 years of peace or some shit, or 27, yeah, that there would be these massive wars, and then at the end there would be like 27 years of peace or some shit. Yeah, that's coming. Right? So what's happening is that 24, and it feels like 23, 24, even up to like 2026, which was when Uranus leaves Taurus. Okay? I feel like when Uranus leaves Taurus and Pluto being in Aquarius, that is the 27 years, but we'll be 2 years already in at that point. So the 2 years, okay, from 2024 to 2026, I want y'all to know it's going to be like a mirror, okay? I'm telling y'all, pay attention. There will be things that have to occur to break the cycle. This will be the crumbling. This will be the surrender, and this will be the nurture of the new beginning. Okay, so we're going to be going back to like more holistic ways. Okay, but it's going to take a situation that occurs that causes the collective to have courage to decide that they're tired and that they don't want anymore. And it's coming through the divine feminine, or we wouldn't be discussing that shit right now. Okay, so they're also showing me like an event of a feminine. Something happening to a feminine that causes a wider reaction. A wider reaction. Okay? Where, you know, it's like undeniable anymore. Undeniable. Okay? So, yes. So I feel like what I'm also, you know, and I don't want to get off the subject, but I need to just say this, and for those of you, you know, because like my YouTube, they know because they've been with me longer. I'm gonna just tell you, you know, when I tell y'all something, like that should be popping off, okay? It could be in a month, it could be in a year, but it pops off. Okay? So I feel like most of the recordings, you know, most of the recordings of people getting unalived by officers have been men. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is, like, we've had many cases that has involved women, and like we knew that that's what happened, like Sandra Bland or whatever, right? But I'm telling you that there's going to be an incident that's coming shortly. Spirit says shortly, of a situation like that happening to a feminine, but this time it's all going to be on camera. And that's going to be the watershed moment. That's going to be the breakthrough moment where where the collective decides that this can no longer continue in this fashion. Okay, so think Rosa Parks 2.0. Okay? So that's what I'm going to say about that, because I had that download not too long. You know, I told you it's been the last 2 days. Okay, so we're going to get started, guys. I want to take a look at what's going on with the divine feminine spirit. What do you want me to use? Notes to the universe. Okay. Hello, babes. Blessings. This is for the divine feminine energy. Okay, we're taking a look at what's hidden. This is a new moon. There's going to be a lot of messages in here. I just sat down, spirits already giving predictions. So, you know, and collective ones on larger scales. So, you know, often when I do readings on the new and the full moon, they be coming in, you know, with a lot of stuff, okay? And this reading, I'm not going to be taking personal questions unless, you know, if I see a question that has to do with the collective, okay? Because this isn't about the self. This is about the all and the feminine energy. All right? The Divine Mother wants to speak to us. Okay? Spirit, can you show me? Yeah, you just took off, right? Because somebody's writing in the chat, they just took off and moved to another part of the country or moved to another country, okay? And the point is that we're all getting this activation that we may not necessarily know what it is, okay? And then you have here, actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. Works every time, guaranteed. Though I'm kind of partial to the way you are right now, tally ho, the universe. Okay, so the divine feminine is starting to acceptance of, like, you can't corral people to be who you think they should be. Okay, this is also the reflection. Okay, so you may feel like this person could be toxic or they could be doing something harmful to themselves, and that shit could all be factual, but it's not your fucking job, right? Your job and your journey here is to check yourself out and make sure that you're, you know, getting the lessons and the experience that you need for your ascension, right? Be true to yourself. You see how spirit don't never make no mistakes, right? Stay focused on your walk, your path. You may not ever understand what's going on in their life, but you can always figure out what's going on in yours, right? So understand, when I first started off and I said that thing about the reflection and how sometimes we could use our own situation to you know, like, we don't want to look at something that we're doing or something that we're experiencing or something that we're feeling, so we hone in on somebody else's shortcoming or somebody else's tragedy or some other external situation because it's a distraction, right? So spirit says, like, even if it's, let's say Let's say, for instance, that you've had a situation going on in your relationship and it has some kind of toxic energy and there's some type of pattern that keeps persisting, right? And you keep trying to get this person to understand your perspective. But maybe what needs to happen is you need to release something, because either this person doesn't want to change, right? But maybe what Spirit's trying to show you is that you need to change what you allow around you, right? Sometimes we stay focused on what somebody else is doing or why they won't change, because if we accept that they're not going to change, then that means that we have to take responsibility and take action to change our situation. So it's like a way of putting off having to make a decision. Okay, gang? Okay? So you have Yeehaw here, and it says, when it comes to choosing who will be in your life, I recommend valuing their Yeehaw quality above all others. Have it your way. Special orders don't upset us, the universe. Okay, so also Spirit's talking about when we hang on to shit past the expiration date, okay? And if they change past okay, so she writes, what if they are changing after I pulled away energy but haven't left yet? I'm not telling you the decision to leave or not to leave, okay? But what I'm saying is that we can only control our own energy, right? So you were waiting for a person to change their frequency, and they may change it momentarily, or maybe they'll make permanent changes, but you putting your pause button on your situation, waiting for this person to make the change, is the problem. Okay? Because is you is or is you ain't my baby, right? So they might change, they fucking might not. But your experience here is not about what they're gonna do. And so Spirit says, as soon as we're concentrating on what they're gonna do, we already left our path. The Divine Feminine's role here is to receive. Okay? So I'm sure that most of you have seen that meme where it says, you know, a Divine Feminine multiplies anything. You give her a house, she'll make a home, right? You give her shit, she'll give you more shit, right? So this is our function here. So while you are pausing to wait for this person's response or change or whatever, you are in arrested development. And I have caught myself in doing this, okay? Because, you know, the patriarchy tells us, right? Tells us that what we should be doing is building our existence around masculine energy. And I'm not saying that there's not a yin and yang, there is. Right? But there's areas where the masculine may lead, okay? And areas where the feminine may lead, okay? And your intuition, that's a feminine. I don't care if you're a man, your intuition is the feminine part of yourself. Okay, it's the part that births new ideas, creative solutions, right? So if you're putting that on pause because you're waiting for someone else to give you a response, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, you have now essentially shut down your Divine Feminine energy. You essentially have put it on pause. Okay, whenever we do that, we already find ourselves fucked up. Even if that other person has made the right decision, you didn't. Right? So maybe they took the challenge and they're like, okay, I see your point. I want to change X, Y, and Z. But while they were making that decision, hey, babes, while they were making that decision, you were holding your breath, right? Okay, you were holding your breath. So now when they come back or they come back new, guess who's going to fuck it up? You, because you're going to be waiting for that thing to return. I've been there, like for real. Okay, so it's like needing to purge something, an expectation or a belief of like that we have to control shit. That's not what you came here for. You came here for to like heal a part of yourself. Okay, to have experiences, okay, that will open you up to more growth. Okay? Love is the reason. It says each person in your life is there for a reason, and that reason always has something to do with love, like me, the universe. So this is exactly what I'm saying. Spirit is like spoon feeding me right now. Okay? Each person in your life is there for a reason or a season, right? But we think that we know better than the divine, right? So let's say you hold on to someone or something that is past its expiration date. You are again arresting the development, not allowing something to come to fruition, or not allowing something to be removed. Okay, and you can't get the new experience because two things can't hold the same space, right? So while you holding on to this fuck shit, the thing that you were supposed to receive has passed you by. It just keeps passing me by, right? So some of you are asking where your soulmate is. You pass them in the supermarket. You pass them on the highway. All these things are happening because we're not releasing things. You could be single saying, where's my soulmate? But you could be holding a grudge against 16-year-old self or 16-year-old boyfriend. Or do you understand? Okay, so we're gonna take, let's do these love oracles. Let's see what's the problem. What is the divine feminine harboring? Because that's what I'm hearing. Harboring. What is the divine feminine harboring? What is it that the divine feminine isn't necessarily aware of? 12th house energy, Pisces, new moon in Pisces. What is she not aware of, male or female, that is, trying to peek its head out, that's trying to be known, that's trying to be heard, okay? Let's take a look. Spirit, can you show me? Can you show me, please? Mirror. I'm looking at the man in the mirror, and I'm asking him to change his ways, right? So there's things that you might be looking at other people and not looking at yourself, okay? And how that could be in your own experience, but in a different way, okay? All right? So I'm not saying go home today and leave your partners. I'm saying detach from what you know is not feeding your soul, right? So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that you have a issue with a person in your life, okay? Let's say it's a lover or a friend or whatever. While you are ruminating over the outcome or the response or what this person's going to do, you are in a vibration that is not allowing you to ascend. So what you need to detach from, maybe it's not the person, maybe it's the investment in the outcome. Detach from the outcome, okay? So that you can be in your own frequency, in your divine frequency again, instead of, going around in your head and tearing yourself apart for something that may not or may happen. But the fear of an outcome, often is worse than the actual situation, all right? You have love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction, okay? So now let me give you, another tidbit, because, the last couple months I've been really busy and haven't been able to, be on here the way that I wanted to. But, on my Patreon, every month, according to the house that we're in and the transits that we're in, for my top tier Patreon people, I have a ritual that I do every month. It's only $25, but you have to be a Patreon that level, right? And they get a month. And today I'm doing theirs later on this afternoon, right? So what are we, examining? We're examining the 12th house and how we can, bring in bring in the light and the dark parts of self, and bring them together in the healing of the 12th house to be our better selves. That's an example of what I will do in the Patreon. This is a way, a less expensive way than paying for big rituals. Okay, so the small little group rituals, and we work on what's the overall energy of the month. Okay, and I feel like, you know, in this Pisces energy, it's asking us to see what we don't recognize about ourselves, or how we're contributing to this arrested development. How is the divine feminine, male or female, the part of you, right, that doesn't want to see something because it means you have to take an action, okay? And this will keep us bound to situations, bound to frequencies. Okay, so Spirit is trying to get us to see, look, clock, right? And it said, need time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, progress, right? So this is not, you know, I just finished explaining to you that this, you know, Pluto in Aquarius is going to be a 29-year cycle. Hi, babes. Okay, so I'm just explaining to you. This is not something that will happen overnight. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun flirting. Want to date. Some of us may be in new situations, repeating old patterns, because I'm hearing drunken love, Beyonce, right? So it feels good, right? So there's this thing, but like, are you picking the same person and expecting a different result? So it could be the actual same person, or it could be the type, right? Girl talk, right? Time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. Some of yous are going to be, you know, or already have walked away from a long-term situation. Okay? You could be walking away from a situation that you realize wasn't serving you. Okay, because maybe you were expecting commitment from somebody who wasn't committing to you, right? And, you know, coffin, right? This is also about letting illusions die. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. If you are holding on to something that isn't holding on to you, then you are the one that's blocking you, not this person. And that shit is hard to accept, right? Cupid's arrow. How can Cupid's arrow hit you while you are, you know, trying to make, give me an example. You're a size 8 in shoes. You really like these 5.5s on the shelf, but they don't have your size, right? So you go ahead and you buy those 5.5s and you jam your motherfucking foot in there, right? And you walking around fucking bleeding. And when you take your shoes off, you're like, damn, my feet hurt so much. My circulation, you know, I have cuts all over my feet. And you're like, why is this happening? Because you shoved your fucking foot into a shoe that didn't fit, right? And if you continue to do that, you're going to change the actual structure of your bones. You're going to have bunions and all types of shit. Because now you're not trying to make those shoes fit. Now you're trying to make your feet fit those shoes. You see? So you're not changing anything. They're changing you. Let that sink in. Okay? Let that sink in. Girl with a snake. Right. I'd rather be barefooted. You got that. Okay? And be free, right? To be who you actually are. But while you're trying to hold your breath and, you know, get someone to do something that you want them to be, what you're really doing is giving them the opportunity to mold you. Girl with a snake. And it says, empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable boundaries. So the narcissist is aware that you are trying to, what's good, Miss Lotus Wisdom? They're aware that you are trying to control things outside of you and that you have not accepted that you can't do that. So they're going to use that because they can see it clearly, even though you don't see that about yourself. So they gonna use that weakness of yours, that inability to accept something as it is, okay? They're gonna use that want of wholeness or wanting something outside of yourself. And I'm gonna come back to that because that's another piece of this. You're defining yourself by what, through this person's eyes, whether they feel that you're worthy or not. I'm glad I'm back too, babe, right? So now you've given away your power and they're aware of it and they're going to exploit it because that's how they feed their narcissism. So now you're a cog in a wheel to them. Okay? Now you're a cog in the wheel. All right? So let's see what else spirit what they want us to know. I came for you. Okay, Eight of Swords. You see, this is that ruminating. This is the overthinking. Four Cups. This is what's coming in. Have I missed an opportunity? Will they change? Should I abandon this? This is, all the thinking, right? Spirit, show me what's falling away. The Devil, right? If you allow your fear to fall away, your addiction to a situation, an outcome. Remember, I said detach from the outcome, right? You will free yourself, free your mind, and the rest will follow, right? Spirit, show me, okay? And there's something here about not wanting to hear what the intuition is saying. Thank you, Spirit. And the most likely outcome, please. Can you show me, Spirit? Okay. All right. See, this is how you compromise yourself with the Four of Pentacles. You hold on tight to something because you're afraid of what the other side looks like. And when we do that, we call the energy of exactly what we want to avoid. Okay? Because it's like, I'm not going to think about anything bad. I'm not going to think about anything bad. But you're still in the moment thinking about something bad possibly happening. Right? So this is like the divine feminine is worried about outcomes that are at the other people's hands, not realizing that doing that or being in that frequency is actually giving the power away or is prolonging having to make a decision that she fears because there's some kind of newness or some kind of unknown to it. So she's arresting, stopping arrested development, like causing it to herself. But let's do some clarifying. Eight of Swords, Spirit. Why? Yeah. So the reason why, you see, this is exactly what I just said. The Eight of Swords, this is the overthinking, the mental prison, right? The reason why she's doing this is because she's afraid of the new beginning. Because maybe it means she has to take a leap of faith without the divine masculine. Maybe it's that she has to try to do something she's never done before. But either which way, it's something that brings her fear. So she wants to distract herself. Okay? Some of yous, it was a situation that reminds you of something else. So you basically stay ruminating on how the last time went. But that is like your inner child being afraid. Okay, you've got the Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck talking about the fear is like it represents being left out in the cold in some way or not being chosen. But when you think about being chosen by somebody else, it's because you feel that they complete your value. If you choose you, other people who see the value in you will also choose you. Right? So let's continue. You got a 4 of Cups. And it could be that you're afraid of recognizing that this person is just not that into you. Okay, or that they, you know, they're holding back and they're in the 9 of Pentacles. Some of you are dating somebody who wants to be free, right? Some of you are afraid to be free, even though a situation isn't working, just because it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you, right? Without a strong beat, this, right? Okay, so I'm feeling like it's the newness, and you might actually recognize with some distance that it brings you more peace than you can imagine. Okay? And that there's more options than you believe. But while you are in that lack mentality, guess what you're going to experience in the 3D? Lack. Okay, so what's falling away? This is a collective divine feminine right now. Okay? So you have the Devil and the Queen of Queen of Cups. Right? So are you nurturing an addiction? Are you nurturing the fear? And you feel if you just love this devil enough, if you just love it enough, that you can heal it. Right? But wow, remember we was talking about the mirror. So while you worried about self-sacrificing yourself to heal this person's devils or demons that they have within, it's also an opportunity for you not to look at the things that you have to heal within yourself. Okay? That is a way of like mind fucking ourselves. Like, oh, well, this person, hold on one second. That's my son. He's going to have to wait. The Devil and the Queen of Cups, it's like mind fucking yourself that you're doing something great for this person. But what you're also doing is like, oh, thank you, babes. What you're also doing is avoiding doing your own fucking work. You remember like being in high school and you had some friends and you're hanging out, right? And they say, oh, I'm going to get in trouble if I don't, clean my room. My mom said I had to clean my room, right? And you want to be in your friend's house, right? But you have a project that's due in 2 days. And instead of you doing the project, you're like, I'm going to go over there and help you clean your room. It's just that what you don't want to do is the project. Right? So while you're telling yourself that you're healing this person's misgivings, addictions, childhood wounds, you're avoiding your own. I'm just going to say it. All right. So you got the High Priestess here in the position. What's good, Lealu? You got the High Priestess here in the position of what you can't see. Are you ignoring your intuition? Okay, because your fear is telling you that you need to fix somebody, and in reality, your intuition is telling you is that you need to fix you. You need to fix you from giving a fuck about what's this person's decision, because you were whole before you met them. Okay, how did you forget that? Okay, High Priestess, Spirit, why is the High Priestess here with the Ace of Cups? Okay. So the self-love needs to come back within yourself. 11:11 on the clock, okay? Okay? And I am actually, like I said, I'm doing this for my Patreon people. Okay? If you're not part of the Patreon, try to do something spiritually to cleanse your own energy. I don't care if you just take a simple bay leaf and go through your house and burn the bay leaf, okay? But there's a need here to cleanse the illusions so that you can have that 4 of Wands, okay? so that you can have that peace and harmony, okay? This is facts, right? So you got the Seven of Cups here in the position of the truth of the matter. Because you might be seeing shit through rose-colored glasses right now as a way to not have to get right with what's really happening. Or not have to look, you know, in the shadows, okay? This is for the divine feminist, okay? I mean, divine feminist, maybe you are one, right? But the divine feminine energy, all right? So you got the Seven of Cups with the moon and the Lovers, because that's what it is. Because, okay, it's almost like wanting to stay in an illusion, okay, for 1.5 years, right? It's like wanting to stay in illusion, to not have to look at the deep down, okay, deep down energy, okay? This could be childhood energy. This could be, you know, your own inner healing, right? These are the things that we hide from ourselves because we know we'll have to make a decision with the Lovers, okay? For some of them, for some of you, this is a decision about the person you're involved with. But for others of you, it's just about a difference in choice. Choosing to be pulled towards things that bring you positivity instead of trying to always, you know, male or female, getting that fixer-upper that you know does not fit like them shoes, right? And then expecting it to work out. When your spirit guides and your team was telling you from the very fucking beginning, this shit don't fit you. Doesn't this remind you of last time? That was a red flag. You didn't see that? Like, you understand? So sometimes we're purposely overlooking it, not because this person is so grand, but it's because we don't want to take on the assignment. Take on the assignment, okay? So you got here in the most likely outcome, you got Ace of Wands and the Moon, okay? So let's see. Why is the Ace of Wands here? Seven of Cups. Because, you know, you've been passionate about not seeing it. Okay? The Ace of Wands is your passion, right? To the Seven of Cups. So there's a part that the illusions, okay, or the unknowing, it's adrenaline pumping, right? It works today. Now we're fighting. Oh, yesterday was so romantic. You know, maybe there's a part of you that needs to look at the up and down, right? Like, I'm aware that this person causes me, you know, anxiety or pain or whatever, and yet I'm so drawn to the makeup, to getting back into or being chosen. Then you need to look at the part of yourself that only feels full when they feed it. Moon, okay? Because that could be the secret that you're hiding from yourself in this 12th house season. Okay? I'm just trying to tell y'all. This 12th house season is going to be about you looking at you. Fuck what these other people are doing. Okay? And you may discover that, you know, yeah, maybe they are betraying you. Right? Or it shouldn't be paused. Come back in and then come back out. Or I should say come out and then come back in. Okay? But I feel like this, is it still paused, guys? Are you hearing me? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? It's out over there. I know you guys can hear me. It's something going on with... Okay, it should come back on. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But either way, it's like avoiding having to see something. Yeah, I am live as well. If you can't hear me, come over to YouTube. I'm live as well there, okay? With the moon here, it's like not wanting to look at the part that needs to be healed, okay? With the Six of Cups. To return to oneself, or even to return to a relationship, there's going to be a need to heal this. Okay? So whether you want to heal, it's like you're not going to be able to avoid this. Remember I said from the beginning, there's a 29-year cycle is about to start. So you can spend those 29 years battling with this. TikTok is having issues. Okay. You could spend 29 years battling this, or you could go ahead and knock it out now and get the peace and harmony that's coming, okay? This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Don't fight. You're not going to win, fighting basically the cosmic energies. The key for astrology and spirituality is using those cosmic energies as they transit to heal yourself, to heal situations, to grab a hold of the overall experience. If you're fighting it, okay, think of like the bull rider, okay? When you hold on stiffly, I promise you, if you watch bull riding, the people who hold on stiffly, they get thrown off quickly. But the bull rider, okay, I used to watch this with my stepfather as a child. Okay, the one that keeps their body like spaghetti and relaxes will make the full time. Okay, because your little body of like 130 pounds, 200 pounds cannot surpass that bull, which is like a ton. Okay, so you're fighting like the velocity of the universe. You can't fight the velocity of the universe. It is a waste of fucking time. Can we it's a waste of time. Okay? So let's get some Kipper. Let's get some Kipper, please. Spirit, can you show me? Yeah, imprisonment, right? So you may feel like, oh, why is this happening? Why do I stay in this situation? Because you don't want to look at something. Okay? You don't want to look at something. Okay? And then, later on this week, I'll do a Divine Masculine read where we'll take a look at the Divine Masculine's energy. Okay? Today is the Divine Feminine. House, right? Message of concern, house, spirit, what else? Toil and labor, main male, official person, judication, and great fortune. Let's check it out. At the bottom of the deck is lovers. Still a fucking choice. Okay, so Spirit's telling you, even if everything was perfect in your universe, there would still be choices. There would still be things within the self that need healing. Okay? This is why everything is not always smooth, because hard head make a soft ass. When Spirit's trying to show us, hey, this is an opportunity to address X, Y, and Z, we don't want to face things. So then that's when they come in a harder, more aggressive manner. Okay? Imprisonment. Why is imprisonment here, please? Why is imprisonment here? With death and abundance. Okay? Because a lot of times when we are letting ourselves be in this mental prison, what's happening is that we can't even feel the abundance or how good certain things in our sphere really are, right? So the only way is, because like let's say that you have a situation going on, a long-standing relationship that's had its problems. And let's say that you won $20,000 in the lotto. It wouldn't change every problem, but in the short term, it could change a couple things, right? You would be happy. You would be able to enjoy, the things that you would be able to fix, right? But, because you're fighting with this person, or there's something that you're waiting for this person's approval, you can't fucking enjoy it, right? Because what's the song? More money, more problems, right? Now you're fighting with this person about that. When you know why? Because they weren't supposed to be there. Right? So it's like sometimes we're holding on to shit that's not working. It's not working. And then we keep trying to do it. And then when we end up in these painful situations, we're saying, how did this happen? Because we were untrue to ourselves in some way. Message of concern, Spirit. Right? Patience in reverse, okay? Reacting from patterns, okay? With this humor in reverse, okay? Overreacting, okay? Where if you were to remove yourself from that situation or give it some time, you probably would recognize that it's not as important as you are making it to be, okay? Okay, house and denial. Are you not complete on your own, or are you giving this person the flower girl here, or are you giving this person like you're not whole without them? Okay, or that in some way, there's this energy of like, I'm getting another message, okay? So like with this house and denial, let's say you're in a situation where you're trying to buy a house, or you just moved into a house, you just trying to create some peace. But if you bring somebody who makes you not peaceful, you're still denying the gift, okay? With the toil and labor, Spirit, why? Okay, so you could be working towards something, right? And the more you push something, you may not realize that some of these people are refusing to see what you want them to see, because in reality they're envious of you. They're envious of the frequency that you are ignoring about yourself, okay? And they're not gonna want to resolve something, and they don't want to understand your point, because their sole purpose is to be disruptive. So that's called sleeping with the enemy, babes. And maybe it's time to be honest about that. Okay, you got main male out here, Spirit. Why is that? Why is main male out here? Right? So main male and failure, okay? Some of these, and I'm not talking about every divine masculine, but some of these masculines out here, they feel like an unworthiness about certain situations, okay? It could be tied to their upbringing, right? And then what happens? They want you to feel the pain that they feel, right? So they punch down. When they punch down, it's because it's the only place that they can express the pain that they feel, because society tells them not to be emotional, right? So sometimes this behavior is like a punishment because the divine feminine has courage to birth things, to try things, right? And if he feels in some way that he's unworthy of you, he will always be trying to take you down a peg to make him equal. And here you are trying to heal him when his whole purpose is to take you down a peg. Okay? You got official person here, Spirit. Why? Right? With discipline, right? So you want this person to show the discipline when really you holding on to this other situation is preventing you Okay, it's highlighting that you don't have the discipline to wait for the official person, so you're trying to force a surrender, okay, and to heal this person. But this person, they don't feel there's something wrong with them, right? For some of you, right? Okay, so let's look at this adjudication, Spirit wide, right? So this is, you know, like I said in the very beginning, trying to force something else to change. What's good, Copenhagen? But in reality, you got to make the decision that you want to change your situation, because that's all you have control over. Okay? And that's the purpose of this experience. Okay? So while you're trying to do something outside of you, you know, you're actually missing the opportunity for the real growth, for the real treasure in the situation, okay? But to do that, you have to overcome a fear, which is why you're focusing on someone else, and that will prevent you from getting that growth, the great fortune, the spiritual awakening that's really meant to come from the situation, okay? This is why worry is killing you. This is why worry, and you know, it's okay to worry about those people that we love and hope that they do well, but worry can also be a love killer. Okay? And if they constantly make you feel anxious, is that love? And is it a act of self-love to continue giving to something that is making you feel so disrupted? Okay? So let's get a love and romance. Spirit, can you show me? Passion. Deception. Separation. Very soon. Anything else? Last shuffle, Spirit. With you deserve love, right? So here, what's good, Cynthia? So this is what I'm saying, right? Sometimes we stay in situations because we, you know, we're fearful of having to make the change within us. And then we blame the other person because we say, well, they're refusing to change, but so are you. And I'm speaking about myself too. Okay? I'm speaking about myself too. This is a collective reading. This means it includes me as well. Okay? So passion is here, Spirit. Why is passion here for my divine feminine? Why is passion here? Twin flame, because you're so sure, because you know, you want to believe that this is the be all and end all, and that only this person, and so that you have this belief that love has to be hard, and that you have to go through the fire, to the window, to the wall. But what if you're just, and I said this during the reading, like that break up to make up feeling, right? What if you're just putting yourself through the paces, and this person recognizes that you have that weakness of not wanting to walk alone, and they're just exploiting it? How about that? Okay, deception, Spirit, why? Oh, I'm glad I got to see you too through Maddie's eyes. Spirit, can you show me deception? Right? And speak your truth in reverse, okay? So while you're accusing this person of not telling the truth for whatever reason, or while you're trying to catch them in some untruth, you're really not speaking yours, because why you're feeling like that is because you instinctually feel that something is off, and you're not addressing that. You're addressing how they need to change, not what you need to do, okay? Separation, Spirit, why? Right? Because you're afraid that, you know, absence won't make the heart grow fonder. But you know how the saying goes is, if this is meant to be, or if something belongs to you, set it free and it'll return to you, right? But you're afraid of that too. Right? And then you have here very soon, Spirit, why? You have very soon in the spring. So we are in the spring. Okay, financial loss, you're not paying attention to something that needs to be addressed. Okay, but some of this is going to come through something that they do that costs you money. Okay, or it could be something that you neglected because you're more fixated on what's happening with this person, but you're about to get a new perspective. Okay, spiritual awakening is attached to this. Okay, look, divine feminine, right? And you know, while you're trying to make this person see your perspective, what you don't realize is that you're acting like the chaser. Okay, past life relationship. Okay, and we always think like, oh well, I knew this person, and you probably did, but this also can mean like this is a season that's over. And it doesn't mean that you won't that they won't come back into your life, but what it means is that this timeline, the way that it is interacting in your life right now, is not healthy, and it needs to be released so that what is supposed to come will. And sometimes you're arresting this person's development because they're not going to learn their lesson till you fully mean what you say. And so until then, they're going to keep on with the fuckery, right? So Spirit's telling you to listen to your intuition, right? Autumn. Secret admirer. Some of you are going to take a leap of faith. Some of you are going to be healing over the summer. Okay? And I feel like there's going to be new relationships or reconciliations in the fall. But there's sometimes we are separated from somebody because we're not supposed to receive the bumps and bruises that they're going to get on their fall to acceptance. Okay? So what I mean by that is that this person could be getting ready to experience a tower because there were some things in their mirror that they refused to look at. And sometimes Spirit's trying to move you out the way so that they can give them the learning that they need, because you've been praying for this person to come in. But while you're holding on to them and you're defending and you're trying to force this, they don't get the lesson. So you're also impeding their growth, okay? Okay? I just heard let go and let God. So Spirit's telling you some things are beyond your pay grade, babes. And all you need to concentrate on is your own healing. Okay? Dark feminine energy, which isn't bad. It's telling you to concentrate on your own internal healing, on what you're here to do, on what your need to birth, on what wants to be born from you. Okay? Rather than trying to control things that are outside of yourself, because that will always lead you astray. Okay? So that's the chat that I wanted to have with the Divine Feminine. Later on this week, I will be doing on YouTube only because it's hard to do it on TikTok. On YouTube only, I will be doing a pick a card past life reading. Y'all don't want to miss that. Okay? It's backed by special demand from Copenhagen, so sometime this week. So if you're interested in that and those readings get very lit, you want to head over to YouTube and subscribe. All right, so that's what I have for you guys. Just like to say thank you. Okay, wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. Bye, gang. Bye. Okay. Thank you, guys.